Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. We're back here at Ciocca Chevrolet of Princeton to check out two brand new Chevy SUVs. On your left is the 2025 Chevy Trax in sterling gray metallic. On your right, 25 Chevy Trailblazer LS all-wheel drive. What I find interesting about this is the Trailblazer LS all-wheel drive is $200 more in MSRP than the top trim 2RS Trax. So we're going to run these videos back to back. On Sunday, first up, the 2RS Trax. On Monday, the Trailblazer LS all-wheel drive. And after we get done with the Trailblazer on Monday, you can let me know which one you like better. So let's dig in. The front end of this Trax, I do like the sterling gray metallic against the gloss black grille. We do have LED daytime running lights and headlights with standard bulbs for turn signals. The black and silver Chevy bow tie in the middle of the grille with the RS badge in red on the right side. Looking good here on the front end of this top trim Trax. Now, when we move into our wheel and tire setup, what we're looking at here is a 19-inch machined aluminum alloy wheel, the Chevy badge on the center cap. Now, these wheels are wrapped in Continental Pro Contact all-season tires, 245 on the width, 45 series sidewall 19s, all four corners, front wheel drive, and the Trax is front wheel drive only. As we move on back, do love the sterling gray metallic. Let me know what you think about it against the silver on the wheels. We got the 5-hole design on the wheels. Not so sure about that. As we move in closer though, we're going to go gloss black on our side view mirrors, no LED turn signals, color matched on the front and the rear door handle, fuel filler caps on the left side. Up top, we got a roof spoiler coming off the top, standard antenna, gloss black on the roof rails, and a standard sunroof. Rear end of the Trax looking good. We do have the LED taillight, standard bulbs for the turn signals. Trax in black right there on the bottom left. The Chevy bow tie looking good. Wiper down below on the glass. We have a gloss black on the bumper, and our tailpipe is tucked up underneath. We are under the hood of our 25 Trax 2RS, and what do we have for a power plant? Well, all Traxes get the same deal. It's a 1.2 liter turbocharged inline 3-cylinder engine mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission. No CVT, so yay on that. 137 horsepower, 162 pound-feet of torque, MPGs 28 in the city, 32 on the highway, 30 combined. The engine's minimum octane rating is 87, so you can run this on regular unleaded gas. Before we get into the interior of this 25 Trax 2RS, you're going to want to know, Mike, how much? Well, base price for the 2RS is $24,300. Now, this vehicle has a couple options, and we'll get to those when we go over the window sticker, but once we add in the options and a destination and delivery charge of $1,095 from Chevy Changwon Korea assembly plant, we have a total vehicle MSRP from the factory of $27,085. So let's check out the interior. Starting with the driver door panel, we'll move on in. We're going to go hard black plastic up top. Top trim action. I should have some soft touch up here. Chrome door handle. We have another hard armrest. Need more soft touch here, but I do like the red stitching. Flat black on your switch gear. Decent door pocket, standard audio system. In here, we got a nice large dead pedal brake and accelerator. The all-season mats are in the Trax. Full manual seating for both the driver and the front passenger. Top trim, I'd like to see at least a power seat for the driver. Let me know what you think. We come on in, Evotex in black with the red cross stitch. Looking beautiful. Got some piping up top, got some stripes, got the RS badge in the headrest. Looks good. Passenger door panel, same as the driver, no change there. We move on into our dash. We're going to go hard black plastic again with some red trim into our heat and air vent. Piano gloss black plastic, but you do have an RS badge right in there looking good. And then we have a nice large glove box. Infotainment system screen, we have Chevy's 11-inch infotainment system, wireless CarPlay, Android Auto. As you can see, Sirius XM as well. As we look at our music, we have our volume button right up here on the top left to make things easy. You can Bluetooth your phone. You can go into your traction control on or off here on the screen as well. Then you have your trip information. You have gauges that you can bring up. You have trip information you can bring up. Nice and simple. Then you have the home base button. There's your Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, climate settings, vehicle settings, Wi-Fi hotspot, change your clock, change your language, that kind of thing. We have our vehicle settings where you can change your lights and all that jazz. You can go into your lighting if you want, change up how things are going to look, exit lighting and that sort of thing. So it's a nice, easy system to use. And we'll jump back into our maintenance log right there. Now when we go to reverse, nice large backup camera, super clear with trajectory, takes up a good amount of the screen, looks good, like it. Push button start, 2 heat and air vents, single zone climate control with 3-stage heated seats for the driver and the front passenger. Down below, 12 volt USB-C, USB-A, and a wireless charging pad. Gear shift, the RS gear shift with the leather and the red stitching to take you through this 6-speed automatic. 2 cup holders and an area to slide your phone, but you do have some piano gloss black plastic here, so be careful. Chevy key fob looking good. Lock, unlock, remote start, panic button, Chevy bow tie on the back, electric emergency brake, another area for storage. Fairly firm armrest. This should be softer. We open this up. We have a nice large glove box. Glove box. Nice area for storage. Trax steering wheel, leather wrap wheel, perforated too with the red stitching, looking good. Flat bottom wheel. I have no problem getting in and out, and of course it adds, since it's an RS trim, adds some sportiness. The black and silver Chevy bow tie on the horn button, so that ties in from the outside, which I like. Now, on our left here, we do have our adaptive cruise control, heated steering wheel, and then on the right, we have telephone voice commands, controls for your digital dash. No paddles. And then we go over here on the left, we're going to go with our turn signals, adaptive high beams, and on the right, front and rear wiper. Down here on the left, bright and dim the dash, adjust your headlights, and then we do have a manual tilting and telescoping wheel, and then we have our digital dash right here. Now it doesn't have a lot of action on it, I would say, but you can change themes. There's our gauge 1 theme. There's our gauge 2 theme. Oops, I went too fast. There's your gauge 2 theme. Gauge 3 theme. There you go. And then we can go to our vehicle info if you want to have that up there. There you have it. And then you can have your infotainment up. So there you go. Looks good. I think I'm going to stick with gauge 2. I kind of like that one. Let me know what you like best. Overhead console. You want your dome lighting to come on off when you open and close the door. This button remains in the center. So when you open the door, lighting comes on. Close the door. Lighting will dim out. There's the SOS button in case there's an emergency on the road. OnStar. We got a framed rear view mirror with a dimming function right there. And then here are the controls for our roof. So we can open the shade, but with our hand, and then we want to open the glass. We hit the button on the left, glass opens, wind buffeter comes up, and then you can close it. The button on the right tilts it, and then you just close that up. We have our sun visor with vanity, but no light. I think we need a light in top trim. And then does it slide? No, and this needs to slide. Getting in the back of this Trax 2RS, I have the seat set for my driving position. So in we go, nice and easy. Just duck your head down a little bit because it does slope back a little bit. And for taller people, you might bash your head. But now once I'm in, I got plenty of room for my head, shoulders, and knees at 5'11". I got the EvoTech all the way down, no seat pocket behind the driver. I do have one behind the front passenger. Now, I don't have heat and air back here, but I do have a USB-C, USB-A, and an area to store stuff right in there. Back door panels, it has nothing in common with the driver. It's all black hard plastic, no design, no vibe on the back door panel for the RS. If you take a look at the front door panel, you got that red vibe going on. It is absent here, and I think they needed to tie that in better. Now, as we come to the back, nice and soft, with the red cross stitch, very comfortable, but no armrest, top trim. You need to have an armrest in this Trax, but overall, it's very spacious and comfortable here in the back. Getting in the tailgate of your Trax, it's a manual tailgate, even though we are on the top trim, but right underneath the Chevy badge, there's a button, you push it and lift up. Nice and light. Now, once you get the tailgate open, we're looking at 25.6 cubic feet of space with the rear seats up. You move on in closer. Here's the carpeted floor mats right here. We do have the all-season cargo mat, and underneath, we do have a spare. So thank you, Chevy, for the spare. We got some extra cubbies for storage on either side, some tie-downs, some lighting, and we have this removable tonneau cover, which you can get rid of. Now, to put the back seats down, if your arms are long enough, you can reach through and do it from the tailgate. But since this tonneau cover is in and I don't feel like taking it out, we'll just bring him down from either side. We do have the seat back protectors on as well. The all-season mats and the seat back protectors were installed by the dealer, so they're charging extra for those. And then we can bring down the other seat. And now, with the rear seats down and this tonneau cover out, we're looking at 54.1 cubic feet of cargo space in the back of this Trax. Window sticker time, here we go. Trax 25 2RS, sterling gray, jet black. Standard equipment, left to right. The options, we have the sunroof package and the driver confidence package. Total MSRP. Fuel economy estimates. Made in Korea by Chevy. Let's take this baby up for a spin. All right, we are heading down the road in this 25 Trax 2RS top trim action. The 2RS Trax and the active trim for the Trax are the two top trims for 2025, just like 2024. And it's well damped. It feels very smooth on the road. The steering is a little bit on the vague side and it's light, but you know what? It's good for an SUV. I mean, this is an inexpensive SUV. You can't expect sports styling. The RS package is an appearance package, and I do like how they did the RS package in here. I only just wish they gave the rear door panel some bling with the RS vibe and not make it look so obvious that they cut costs in the back. Would have been nice. Just saying. What is that, maybe a couple $100 more in MSRP, 100, 150, 200? Come on. You know, give me a little bit more juice in the back. But I got the climate control, I got USB-A, USB-C, I got a wireless charging pad, I got my 11-inch screen, wireless CarPlay, Android Auto. So I got great visibility out the windshield, side glass, rear view mirrors, side view mirrors, blind spot monitoring, cross traffic alert, lane keep assist. All that jazz is in here. I got my sunroof. This 2RS trim is decked out really nice, and the EvoTech seats, really comfortable. Maybe a little on the firm side, but I think as you break them in, they're going to feel better the more you sit in them. That's kind of the feeling I get from this kind of material. But overall, really well done, really well set up in the back in this top trim Trax. And what I find interesting is it's a couple $100 less than that LS all-wheel drive Trailblazer. Now, the Trailblazer has a couple of big things that make it more expensive, even though it's the base trim on the Trailblazer. It has all-wheel drive, and you can't get all-wheel drive in a Trax, and it has the 1.3 liter engine with more horsepower and more torque, and you can't get that engine in the Trax. What I do like about the Trax better, though, is that if you go, no matter what trim you go with in the Trax, you do get the 1.2 engine, you can't get the 1.3, but you get a 6-speed automatic and no CVT. If you go base trim in the Trailblazer with front wheel drive, you're going to get a CVT transmission, and I'd rather have the 6-speed automatic in the lower level trim if I wanted to go all the way down to a Trax LS, for instance, and save myself $3-4 grand in price. But overall, this is nice. How about a little stop? Piece of cake, no problem. Now we'll take off. and it's not bad. Now you hear all the whooshing noise. I have the air conditioning on. It is very hot out today. We're in the middle of this heat wave here in central Jersey, so you're probably hearing that whooshing noise. But you are going to hear the engine under load, but it does handle the turns really nicely. And it's well behaved on the road as far as driving dynamics. Comfortable, it's relaxing to drive. So they really have done a pretty nice job with this Trax 2RS. The question becomes for you is, do you want to spend $27,000 plus on a Trax? It's not cheap for this vehicle. It's pretty expensive. Yes, it's under 30 grand, and that's always a good number to be under in today's car market, but it is expensive for a Trax. Now we're going to come down, we're going to do a turning radius test, and the thing that surprised me about this one is the turning radius here is a bit wide for a subcompact SUV. So here we go. Now we're going to get around okay, but we're looking at about 19.75, 19.8 feet, and that's a lot compared to the competition. Now we'll take off. The turbos kick in, and then you get a bit of a jolt, and then you get down the road. So let me know what you guys think. I know a lot of folks have concerns over a small displacement turbocharged engine. Are we putting too much pressure in it? Will it last over time? That only kind of remains to be seen, because these engines were in the Trax starting last year when they introduced the redesigned Trax. So that remains to be seen, but it is a concern of mine, and I think it's a valid concern that when you turbocharge a really small displacement 3-cylinder engine, I should say, not 4, 3, you're putting a lot of pressure into that engine, and over time, will that cause the engine to fail sooner than it would have otherwise? So that is a valid concern, I think, if you've got one of those. Now the 1.3 engine's a little bit bigger, but not much. They're both small displacement 3-cylinder engines. But let me know if you're in this subcompact SUV market, crossover market if you want to call it that. Is the Chevy Trax for 25 something you would look at? We looked at that Encore GX25 Buick a few days ago. How about that one? Would you look at that one? Would you look at the Trax? Or maybe even in the Trailblazer that we're going to see tomorrow, maybe you would take that. So let me know in the comments which way you would go if you're not going to go with the Trax, and if you are going to go with the Trax, what trim level would you go with? But I do want to thank Ciocca Chevrolet of Princeton for allowing the channel access to this 2025 Chevy Trax 2RS in sterling gray metallic for review today. I'd like to thank all of you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like. Please also consider subscribing and turn on that notification bell so you never miss another Shabby's Rides video. And I'll see all of you on the rebound. Take care, everyone.